Hey everyone, VYAU here, CritRate, playing Uncharted 3 Team Deathmatch on Temple, except this isn't live. If you've watched my channel before, you know most of my videos, except for maybe one, is usually live commentary. I actually played this today, but I chose this particular video because it illustrates what I'm trying to talk about perfectly, which is matchmaking. Currently, the issue with Uncharted 3 matchmaking is that it's largely based on levels and legacies, and those aren't good indicators of skill. When I say that, I mean you can be level 75 and be horrible. It's just the amount of time you've invested will eventually get you to 75. What I would like to see is for Uncharted 3 to be more skill-oriented, and when I say that, as I get completely embarrassed right there. So just forget you saw that, because I'm awesome. I swear. No, seriously, forget it. At the start of Uncharted 3, when Uncharted 3 first came out, then yes, Legacy was probably a better indicator of skill. Because in order to get there, you'd have to either play a lot of games, or be very good, so that you could earn money fast and get up to Legacy 5, level 75 quickly. However, you know, as the game progresses, everyone's eventually going to get to Legacy 5, level 75, if they want, if they feel like resetting their stats. That's not a good indicator of skill. Better indicators of skill, if you want to see how matchmaking should be done, you know, if you've ever played StarCraft 2, Battle.net is a good example. Now, there's still flaws with that system, but it's probably better than what we have right now with Uncharted. If you're playing StarCraft, they rank you based on, you know, your wins versus losses, your APM, and when I say APM, I mean actions per minute, like how many keyboard strokes and mouse clicks that you can do, you know, within a certain time frame, just to indicate how fast your fingers could work if necessary. Not that that's the primary indicator, but for example, likewise here, something would be maybe the number of shots fired versus the number of hits, accuracy. Like for example, this match, I've got a 50% accuracy ranking, but that shouldn't alone dictate where I am, because snipers, if they're decent, unlike right here where I'm shooting into a stupid box because I can't see it, will have a higher accuracy rating. Place people into matchmaking based on skill and into tiers rather than based on legacy and levels, because those don't let you know how good a player is. And you're like, well, you know, right now this match looks pretty close. Don't you think that the matchmaking is actually working? And to that, I say no, because if you look right here, I'm 9-2. Everyone else on my team is negative, and that was just a headshot. That person's probably mad as anything. But what I'm trying to say is, look, 10-3 right now. Everyone else on my team is negative. I'm carrying this team. Now, unfortunately, Cinema doesn't show the legacies on the scoreboard, but just know that most people here are Legacy 4, Legacy 5, you know, 1 and 2. It's not just me running over a bunch of like low legacy or low level players. This is a decent matchup, or it should have been a decent matchup, except it goes back to my point where it's not a good indicator of skill. So I would prefer that everyone be placed in tiers like in Battle.net, where it's, you know, there's a bronze tier, silver tier, gold tier, much like what they have here with the tournament, except not so luck and money based. You know, I did an earlier video about the flaws of the tournament system, and just that you know, this right here was a tournament game. So despite the fact that I am 11-4, you know, if I lose this match, I'm still going to get next to nothing. So again, that would not be a good indicator of skill. What I'm trying to say is that players will never learn how to play if they're always encountering players, like for example me, where I headshot you within the first couple seconds, or, you know, take you out like that, although I'm using a power weapon there. But you know, you don't learn anything if you don't get a chance to aim or do some gunplay with players of your skill, which would buy you more time. If you're playing someone like me, who's obviously put in a lot of hours into this, and has the kills and whatnot to back that up, you're not going to have fun playing. You're probably going to be like, oh, this game is full of hackers, quit and never play again, and never get better because you're just getting run over, especially if you get into the game late. Other thing I don't like about cinema is right there, I was gray, I'm recovering, so I'm standing behind a wall, trying to regen some of my power before moving, and this guy completely stole my treasure chest, because, you know, I need it to continue my T-bolting, and oh, and there's a T-bolt headshot right there, and geez, don't watch this, this is bad. I was going to try to get a stealth kill, and ended up ruining my streak, because I ran up to him, and he turned around, and then meleeed, and we both died at the same time, so that's just bad. But anyway, 19-5, and again, the match is close. You may be thinking, well, doesn't that mean it's working? No, everyone should be even. This should be everyone pulling their own weight. When it's me carrying my team, then it's based on luck. It's based on me not dying so that I can continue carrying my team. And then I shouldn't be paired. It should be everyone, you know, pretty close to even, right? With the exception of every now and then someone's, you know, slightly positive, slightly negative. That makes for an even match and a good competitive gameplay, which is something I really want to see in Uncharted 4. I should probably turn off that scoreboard so you can see what I'm doing. And the other issue with the... Now, you may think that, okay, if we base this on stats, then wouldn't we run into the problem where the big issue right now with Uncharted 3 and stats is that players will leave games where they think they will suffer in terms of kills, deaths, and lose their ratio. Because everyone brags about, oh, my stats are so great, I've got so many kills versus, you know, so few deaths. And so if their team is losing, they'll leave because it doesn't benefit their stats, which I think is just the wrong attitude or wrong way to play it. Now, I'm not going to judge because they've made it so easy to leave, and there's no penalty, there's no statistic that says this player disconnected or left this many games. Now, I think if you're winning, there shouldn't be any penalty for leaving because obviously people will get invited to games by their friends, and you know, there should be some leeway. But if you're constantly leaving games just to improve your stats, there's a problem, and they've got to fix that somehow. And also, there's an issue with trolling. People like to play against you know, weaker opponents so that they can feel like gods. Like right now, I feel like I'm in god mode because I'm 26-6. Yet I'm also worried that my team is going to lose this match because I've got a tournament ticket on the line. Well, actually, I really don't care, but I would care if I didn't already have my Djinn costume and the horns. So I've thrown in the ticket just for kicks, and apparently I can't shoot anything with this T-bolt. But, you know, again, just to recap, you know, matchmaking based on skill, they've got the data infrastructure for this, right? If you go to the Naughty Dog website, you'll see where they count the bullets fired, the number of overtimes, you know, the money earned, you know, the times people have used an AK or a Dragon Sniper, all that information. It's stored. It's not like they don't have the data behind it to mine the necessary information to calculate proper tiers. And then finally, you got to have leagues and leaderboards. That's going to make the game fun. To see that, oh, I'm better in terms of skill at this rank, you know, those are bragging rights. Right now, to say I'm 5th Legacy level 75 doesn't mean anything rather than I've played a lot. Anyone can get there if they just put in the time, whereas with something like a tournament or a league, you know, you can't get up to those tiers unless you play really well. So I hope they fix the tournament. I'd love to see improvements in Uncharted 4, and I thank you all for watching. I'm VYAU. More sniper videos, guides, strategies, commentaries from my channel at youtube.com/CritRate. So thanks again for watching. Subscribe if you like. I update at least once every week.